Well, ladies, I think I would like to start today with just a little bit of a centering. And Tove, if you're walking, you can
I can
continue
stop.
walking, or you can find a little place as
Yes,
well. I mean, you are in a peaceful place, and you
yes.
can soak the voice and things up as you go. But yeah, I would really, really, really love to start this
Like
to connect to one another, to connect to ourselves, and to connect to whatever was guiding us throughout this week. Yeah? And feel
Sounds good.
free to maybe mute yourselves just so in case there is some background noises happening. And it won't be too long, probably like 5, 7 minutes. So just also to give some time in case somebody else will join, that we don't start with the sharings without them. Okay. All right. So I want to invite you for a second to just reach your arms up overhead and really, really stretch yourself, make yourself big. And you can also use your phone. You don't have to be on camera. You can do it, put your phone towards the ceiling or something. There we go. And then find a comfortable seated position. And if there's any other movement that you feel you need, maybe rolling the shoulders gently and getting yourselves comfortable. We have Janice also that's just joining. Janice, we're just starting, just a little centering exercise to have other people join, possibly as well, but you're coming right in time. So just get yourself comfortable for a moment. And I'll guide you through a little visualization again to connect to ourselves, to connect to each other in this space and also in the space of the challenge and to whatever was guiding us throughout this week. So if you feel comfortable, close your eyes for a moment. And again, maybe gently pull the shoulders up towards your ears as you breathe in. And then gently lower them down slightly back to exhale. And then allow the breath to flow naturally. And I want to invite you to put your hands onto your heart for a moment. And maybe draw gentle circles around it. And just say hi. Say hi to your heart. Say hi to yourself. And then find stillness with the hands and feel the warmth and the weight of your hand on your chest for a moment. Relaxing the shoulders. And then take this moment to reflect back to this past week. Maybe remember the first day, the breathing that we started implementing also into every day. And see if you can tune into this 360 breath in a very natural and casual way. And then coming into day 2, where we started to get to know what it means to accept things, where we dove into magical acceptance. Remember what came up and how it felt like when you started being more compassionate towards yourself on day 3, sorry. What came up there? Can you tune into this feeling of warmth and love and care for yourself? how the secret of gratitude really isn't to just be grateful for the nice, shiny, good things, but how the power and potency of a real gratitude practice actually comes through the ability to be grateful for even the things that we might not necessarily want in our lives right now. And then how did it feel for you to start that practice of letting go through forgiveness? To take power back by letting go of the grudges for other people's behaviors? What came up for you during that time? And then moving into the ability to learn that we can rehearse the day ahead, that we can become in charge of how we wish a day to look like. And even though we're not fully able to be in charge of how it's gonna look like, we are in charge of how we choose to experience it and how we choose to move through it. And then last but not least, can I feel fully supported? Can I feel and really know deep down in the core of my heart that I'm always supported? That support might not always look the way that I want it to look like, but I'm always okay if I come back to my heart and to the trust that there is something moving me, that there's something supporting me. And then just see for yourself, where was your biggest insight throughout this week? Where was the biggest shift for you that happened? What was maybe the biggest pain? And how did you navigate these? And then I want you to feel a sense of softness around the heart, around your shoulders and the hips. And see how that softness can feel powerful, that a steady calmness can feel like lightness and power. True power to be unshakable and unfuckwithable. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Maybe reach up with your arms over your head. Draw whatever quality you wish to bring into this session and into you. Palms together above your head and then bring them down in front of the heart. Take a deep breath in. Anchor this intention into your heart. Exhale, really seal it in there into all the cells. Then pull the corners of your mouth up towards your ears. Give yourself a big smile. And come back. Back to the space, to the circle, in your own time. And all of a sudden, we are more. Welcome, Sinika. Welcome, Janice. Lovely. Welcome, Tove. Beautiful sunny spot. All right. Well, now that we are all, I'm very happy that you all found your way here. Welcome, welcome to the celebration call of the Fabulous by Breakfast Challenge. And I don't know about you, but I found really that this round was very, very heartwarming, very connected, very supportive. And if I read the submissions correctly, there was also quite some realizations and aha moments and things, pieces that started clicking. And I would love for us to just have a moment, each of us, to share what came up throughout this week, what was maybe most powerful, and if there was something that really didn't feel good, if there was something that really, really challenged you, you're more than welcome to also bring that to the table. And maybe we can speak to some of these things and find little tiny tweaks, because sometimes it's really just a minute tweak that we need to do, a little shift of how we look at something that can have the whole difference. Yeah, awesome. Who would love to start with the sharing? Nobody wants to start? Do you want me to call someone? How about you, Toby?
Sorry, but I have issues
Are
with
you
my phone.
okay? All right.
Um,
Thank you, Sinika.
yeah, I think for me it was really nice until the forgiveness part. Um, it gave me really like issue with that because there are part of me that accept that I don't want to forgive this person in particularly, but also it make me angry to feel it. Je te dis salut après. Attends. And yeah, so it was like after that I was like I'm okay with that, but also then after that I felt that I didn't want to do it anymore, this challenge, because I was like angry. And yeah, so it was then difficult the next day to do it. And I did the, I don't know anymore, the sixth one, and fell asleep. And also it was a bit a challenge because then I wanted to take time to write after to answer the question, but it took too much time for me. And I was like, oh, it's not the time now. And then I had a really long day on Saturday at work. And it was also like, oh, now it's 11 and doing the meditation again and writing. Like the meditation is good, but it's the after that takes so much time for me to put the right word because I want to share really what I feel. And that's why it was a bit like, okay, now it's enough for me. And I try, but I couldn't really like put myself into it anymore.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. And I get that it can feel a little bit overwhelming sometimes, right? And especially when we reach a moment of friction and resistance in ourselves, um, it can often have this sense of putting a lid on top of it and just like closing everything, right? And it's
Mhm.
uh, so much of the ego and the persona sometimes that just wants to hold on to a certain identity and a certain experience because it just feels familiar, that it can get harder to open up afterwards again. But it can take time. And I know that the forgiveness, I don't know who in here found that the forgiveness part was definitely a challenging one. I remember for me it was huge. Like it made no sense to me at first. Right. So I saw a couple of hands up. Yeah, exactly. Um, and I also don't want you to stress about not being able to maybe finish it and write all of the beautiful thoughts into the group. Life happens, and as long as you do it and you have the thoughts for yourself and you have that process starting, that's already,
Mhm.
right? So obviously it's nice for us to read each other's thoughts as well. But then again, right, there's another opportunity. You can join the next challenge as well and go deeper. And Jovia shared last time as well. For Jovia, it's the third round now. The first round, she also didn't really click so much. And then it was in the second round where she started realizing, like, oh, that's what this is all about. Oh, now I get it, right? Like each layer you get to go a little bit deeper. So I also trust that wherever you got stuck, work on the pieces before that to soften into this experience and just stay open and curious about that, but don't force it. No need to force it, right?
No, and I think I can't. It's like, yeah, it's not, even if I want to, it's just, it doesn't work then, like a little bit.
The forgiveness, you mean?
Yeah, or just, yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, no, no, and then I try to pass in another way, and my brain, some part of my brain is like, no. And yeah, we need to, or I need to work on it. Even if I must really say, a part of me is really like okay with the fact that I don't want to forgive this person, but there's a part of me that like, no.
So, but you already sense that there is a little, like there is a possibility, but there's also a part that just resists it yet. And
Yeah.
that gets to be totally okay. And now it's about finding that dialogue within yourself with compassion as well, in terms of, okay, what are you trying to tell me? Why do you resist this so much? Or
Mhm.
what is it that you see if we actually would let go of this,
Mhm.
right? Because it's really in the forgiveness, it's not about saying that what they did is right. It's really about understanding that as long as you give this person a grudge and like this resentment, they are taking power from you.
Mhm.
So as long as you have that grudge towards them, they are going to be feeding off of your energy and you are going to lose your energy towards them subtly, but it is happening. And so if you learn and if you have that moment of understanding that forgiveness isn't necessarily saying that it's okay what they did, it's just me choosing, I'm no longer spending my energy on that person. I'm going to bring it back to myself and I'm going to trust that the universe is going to, karma is going to do its job and they're going to learn their own lessons in their own way. And I'm just taking myself away. But soften into it, like keep softening into it and be curious and trust the process.
Yeah. Thank you, Fabi.
Thank you. Thank you. Who would like to go next? Not everybody at the same time, otherwise I'm gonna call on someone. Or Sinika could invite someone to speak. Who would you like to hear speaking, Sinika?
Mm, I don't know. I think I would love to hear Tove.
Okay, that's good because I just found out how to unmute myself. Thank you, Sinika, and thank you for sharing. And I also had trouble with the forgiveness, but maybe for another reason, though I totally get where you are, Sinika, I think at least. But at this point in life, I think that I don't have anybody would need to forgive, or I don't feel I mean, there's things that have hurt me very much. I could have murdered my ex-husband at some point, for sure, but that's not the case anymore because that's so long ago. Um, so, but yeah, but when I feel hurt because of something, I don't have the feeling that I need to forgive, I just, it's like all about me. I need to let go, or I don't know. I loved it when Fabienne answered to my to what I wrote in the chat, that at some point you come to a place where you don't have the need to forgive. And I don't know if I'm there, but maybe, but just let them. And I think that would be for me good to think that if somebody hurts me, that this let them. I don't know if what I say sounds understandable at all, but I think it's all an internal process within me, that I let people, I let myself be hurt, and I need to deal with it myself. I don't feel a grudge towards, or maybe I do sometimes, but I don't feel that I need to forgive anyone. Does anyone understand what I mean?
I definitely do. Yeah,
Yeah.
nodding.
So I was really happy when you wrote that, Fabienne. And yeah, so now this forgiveness part is not a problem for me. And I want to share, because it's like a zillion years ago, maybe I was 40 or 36 or whatever, when I read a book, a really good book. And there it said that, I just remember this one from the book, that um, God doesn't forgive because he never condemned. And I thought that's like on a little bit other level, but that's maybe when we feel guilty ourselves. But that felt so kind and compassionate somehow. Yeah, that was that. That was, and otherwise, I love the challenge. I especially loved, maybe my favorite was the radical acceptance part. I really loved it. And yeah, thank you for the challenge.
Thank you for participating and thank you for sharing, Tove.
I hope that what I said made any sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely does because and again, right, like the amounts of insights that I can give in this small little 1 week challenge, it's like the tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
Really the tip of the iceberg. That's why I also keep saying, like, keep diving into these practices and trust the process. Now you know like the whole package and the toolbox. But obviously there's so much that you can build and create and understand and learn from each and every one of these seed practices. Forgiveness for me is very closely tied also to radical acceptance or magical acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Because it there always has to come an aspect of accepting the situation as it is right now before we can really move forward from an empowered place. As long as we don't accept the situation as it is, and again, it doesn't mean that we say it's right or we agree with whatever it is. It's just I acknowledge that things are the way they are right now for reasons that might be unclear to me and understandable for me, incomprehensible, because it's not my reality. It's not how I choose to live, but it is my other people's reality. It's how they live. It's how what they learned to navigate the world.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, when I started understanding that everybody, no matter what they do, and I know that this is also a little bit far out there, but whatever we do out of love. like even the painful things we do, like we do to others, we do it from a distorted place of love. We didn't maybe get the love that we needed in the way that we needed it. We got it in a distorted way. So now this is a way that we also seek it, right? And when we start understanding that only hurt people, we also get to see and use our compassion towards that person, almost saying, not saying, but understanding that they're doing their distorted, nonsensical things to others because they haven't learned a right way to give themselves the love, to treat themselves nicely, to see things from a calm place, from a safe place. And when you start seeing other people's actions from that place, it changes your entire experience with that. It doesn't mean that it doesn't get to hurt you anymore. Like, we're human, right? And we also have our little wounds. And if somebody scratches them, they open and they hurt. But there is no point of holding a grudge towards them for a long period of an extended period of time. And because we just feed their negativity even more when we do. So I like to take it back to me and kind of like almost alchemize that negativity and bring forth something kind, something nice. Maybe that's not towards that person directly. Maybe it's just simply by letting them go that I say, hey, I see you, and I hope that one day you'll experience the love that you need and that you can navigate in a better way. And I take it back and work with whatever has happened inside of me with me without outsourcing my experience to another person. So thank you very much for sharing that, Tove. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Who would you like to listen to their shares?
Oh, maybe Aurore, or however you pronounce your name.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I was trying to get a background to hide this.
Background good.
Yeah, I think what the part that really comes to my mind now that blew my mind, there were many of them, but the one that I think was the perfect day one, during which, so just before um just before doing the perfect day meditation, Fabi is like asked us to take a walk barefoot outside. And what Fabi didn't know was that actually just before joining the challenge, I had two thoughts. One was that I really, really, really wanted to get back to my yoga practice that I had been struggling to get back to, like, in 3 months since I've been back to the UK from Mauritius. And like moving to a new home that we just bought, and there's just been so much going on that I was struggling to get back to it, but I really wanted to get back to it, and I wasn't managing to do it on my own. I tried a few times, it just didn't work. And then the second one was that I thought to myself that I really, really, really would love to be able to go out every morning barefoot on the grass just for a few seconds and come back. And yeah, so I went outside when I read that exercise, I came back in, and I didn't really think much of it. And then I did the meditation, and during the meditation, I started picturing my perfect day, and then I just had a huge aha moment where I realized that 4 or 5 years ago, I had done a similar visualization, and I had gotten inspired by an image from the Life book where John Butcher, the Life, yeah, for people who don't know, the Life book is like a program that has, I think, 12 categories of life, um, and it's done by John and Missy Butcher, and they really go into each categories to get people to take their lives to another level. And I got really inspired then by this vision of him walking in his garden, and he walks past a cherry blossom tree. And yeah, that just stuck with me. And when I remembered that, I just realized that a few seconds ago, I walked outside my home. I was wearing a white gown. I was barefoot on the grass, and I have a cherry blossom tree in the middle of my garden. And I realized, oh my word, this actually worked. And yeah, it got me to realize how being able to act like that through, well, Fabi, thank you so much for creating that space, because I was also then able to, well, first realize that I was living my perfect day that I had pictured 5 years ago, but also to be able to tweak it so that for the future, and how incredible it, yeah, how incredible miracles it can do to picture that. Yeah, that was my
Yeah,
biggest.
and it's so beautiful how sometimes we just don't even realize, right? We're like, we're living our past version's dream, and yet all we can think about is all the problems and all the things that we haven't achieved yet, because we never take the time to also look back and see, okay, what have I already achieved? What has already happened that was positive in my life? And you bring a good point here as well, Aurora, because you said like that was a couple of years ago, like a few years ago. When did you start with the live book?
Oh, sorry, you cut off a little bit.
When did you do the live book? When did you start with that?
I think that was around 2020 or 2021.
So
So
for 5 years, right? And even though, so this what Aurora did is through creative visualization, and that's basically what we do in the perfect day. What I haven't included in this week's set, but it's the same skill, it's to start envisioning your perfect life, your ideal life. And in the life book, you go really, really deep. They do that over the course of a whole entire year sometimes. And you choose one category of your life, and then for each you go really deep. You really picture everything: your health, your finances, your relationships with your love partner, your relationships with your friends, your relationship with your kids, your creative life, your adventure life. So in all these aspects, you use this power of creative visualization, which I hope you understood. It's not just about thinking about it, it's also about really feeling it inside your body as you picture it. So what we're doing is we're portraying ourselves into a reality that we think it's in front of us, but we bring it into the present moment through creative visualization. And that starts bringing our day-to-day experience and our day-to-day actions more and more in alignment with that. Obviously, we need to continuously bring ourselves back to, okay, where do I want to go? What is my North Star? What are my values? And then continuously using these practices of accepting things the way they are, using compassion towards ourselves and others, gratitude also for the shitty moments, because we trust that even that holds a gift for me to go to get closer to my end vision, but then also understanding that it's not about the end vision eventually. It's always going to be a journey. And also taking time to reflect and just appreciate what we have right here, right now, and how that is actually already a version of what we wish to have, but maybe just a little bit unpolished yet, maybe not in the fullness yet. But it's not the reaching of that vision that is going to make us feel all blissed out, as you just so perfectly shared, right? Like you came into this challenge like all overwhelmed. I don't know if I have time. I'm stressed, this and that. I'm nowhere close to where I want to be in my life. And then you realize, like, damn, I am exactly where I want it to be in my life, right?
Yeah.
Right? But that doesn't mean that you need to get stuck here and that this is your finish line. You get to continue to create your life, but it's just a continuum of events happening and a continuum of creation. But at the end of the day, it's always about learning how to appreciate it as it is right here, right now, and feeling that you hope to feel one day when you achieve certain things, being able to feel that now. And that's what we learn with the compassion visualization or the compassion exercise. It's not just about me creating this feeling of love inside and warmth and then sending that out and then bringing it back in and knowing that I get to be the source of my own love. But it's every emotion is created by us. We might think that it is what somebody else did that makes us feel a certain way, but it's really not what they did. It's the story that we create around what they did that makes us feel a certain way. And that comes with programming from parents and our society and culture. Yes, but at the end of the day, it's your way of your thinking about that action that another person did or what's happening in the world that is making you feel that way. And you could change that anytime you start practicing it and you start choosing to, right? But then it's also okay to just accept the fact that right now, in the situation that you're at, you choose not to feel a different way. You want to choose that. But then it's about taking ownership and saying, okay, I choose to feel that way right now. But I'm not going to blame it to another person. And I know that this is also a little bit out there and yeah, maybe a little bit advanced, but just again, feel into these things, be curious about it, because that's really what generates your real freedom and liberty inside and the power from within. I hope that made sense. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, and also I've managed to do yoga for a week now.
Every day. You found even more videos than I shared, huh, on my YouTube.
Thank you, Fabi.
Little bit cringe. It's old videos already, but it's like, no, I'm proud of that version of me too.
Really enjoyed them. They were perfect for what I needed.
Thank you so much for your share.
My pleasure.
Who would you like to hear next?
I would love to hear Janice. I think you haven't spoken yet, right?
We have Janice and Jovia still that get to share if they want to. Welcome, Janice.
I'm coming. I got to get my phone plugged in before it runs out of juice. So I had something interesting happen this week. I can't remember. I think I shared it. It might have been the Compassion Day, or anyway, it had to do with I don't even know if it was about letting go. Anyway, in the visualization, all of a sudden, this great big black substance, I got to release that out of my body. I didn't even know I was holding on to it for other people, and it was gone. And it's changed the way my body is. So that's been interesting. And then today I started to watch a movie, and I have to share this part. It's a quote by Mark Twain. Okay. So the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. So I think I'm still working on my why. I thought I was clear on that, but it's obviously not, because it's not going smooth. It's not in flow. It's not with ease. This isn't quite the same as what happened in 2008, but I'm not willing to do that again. I just don't know how it's going to work out this time. So we will see how it develops. So that's me.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank you. I love how you said that that realization of the black mass that you were holding on of, like, that really didn't feel like yours, and you just let it go. And that changed the way that you hold yourself, the way that you feel, right? And did that persist ever since, or did it creep back in a little bit at some point?
no, I've gone back to check. It's not there. It's gone. Yeah, it's just gone. So we don't have to hold on to stuff. I know from lots of the stuff I did in the past, the work I did before, it can be gone in an instant. Never is back, doesn't have to come back. You don't even need to know what it was. It just wasn't yours. So you just release it and it gets taken care of. That's all.
Yeah, that is so powerful, and it's so true. And it's a moment of decision, right? It's a moment of, it's seeing it, it's accepting that it's there. And then it's about not creating a story in our heads of, like, why is it there? And what did I do that I deserve to have that? And then feeling resentment towards ourselves and blaming ourselves for holding on to it so long, but just saying, okay, I see you, I haven't noticed you. Actually, I don't like this so much. You may leave now. And then just saying, okay, you get to be free, you get to go to wherever you need to go. I no longer wish to hold on to this, and not needing to make any big meaning of that. And somehow this just pops up, your question that you just said, like, the day that I was born and the day that I remember why. I don't know if I know the why. Maybe it's not about knowing the why. Maybe it's just about the fact that you were born and that you are here to get an experience. And that experience of every moment and every gift of every moment, no matter how it's coming, and the things you choose to create from that, that that is your entire purpose. And you know that you are going to do that the Janice way. You're going to deal with these things, with these gifts that are coming towards you in your very unique way, which then creates something for the common field to feed from and to be fueled by. It doesn't always have to be a massive, big, this is my legacy type of story. Sometimes it's really just also about the small little, hey, my purpose is to be here and to sit with all of you right now. And just before, it was to just sit on my balcony eating dinner, feeling all stressed out to come on here because I didn't know what to say. I was like, how should I navigate this, right? It's like, okay, let me just take it step by step. And I see who shows up, I see what they show up with, and I trust that that is what we all will need, and it will bring forth what they need to hear from me as well. Love that. Thank you for sharing that, Janice.
You're welcome.
Joia, last but not least, the sprinter of all 3 rounds so far.
Yes.
How was your third experience of this? What came up for you?
My third experience was really very good. And also I had the magical acceptance was the greatest one of all. And also the forgiveness session, let me say that. But I had challenges on the forgiveness one. Like it was really okay. I felt that really okay. I felt it hard to plant that seed within me, the seed of forgiveness. But on the other side, when I saw that I have to let some things go and see everyone around me as little children, and I consider them. Yes, at least by the end of everything was okay. Yes. Thank you for the heart.
And that practice of seeing others just as the hurt little children that they are in adult bodies, just trying their best to get the love they need, get the attention that they might not have received, really does help to move with them, move around them with more compassion. And maybe sometimes when we think of other people as little children, it might have this energy of belittling them and putting ourselves above them. And that's really not the intention that we're trying to get at here. It's really just the awareness that we are all we're all just humans that would like to receive love and acceptance and be seen by others. And we have been trained that way, that we need to get this love from outside sources. So as long as this is our reality, as long as this is how we understand to receive love, we're gonna keep needing to get it from outside in order for us to feel good. But you all have the gift now already that you understand that you get to generate that feeling for yourself. Not only the love, but also the respect, also the acceptance, the acknowledgement, the gratitude for whatever you're doing. Yes, it's nice to receive that from others, but you cannot control what other people say to you or give to you and how they respond to you, right? So you have 2 choices. Either you outsource it and gonna feel pain and small or not enough because they're not giving you what you need, or you just choose to start learning to see yourself from their eyes. I mean, you want them to see you as powerful, as lovable, as worthy, And yet you yourself might not even see yourself as such, right? So how do you expect others to see you like this when you yourself are not able to do that? So work on that first, and then you don't need it so much from the outside. Of course, you still get to desire it, but you don't need it to feel a certain way. And that is so, so, so important. And I love that. Yeah, it seems like the magical acceptance and the forgiveness part has been the strongest, the loudest voice here in this week's challenge. And I guess I just want to invite you all to bring in this compassion piece here for yourself and for others, to start softening into this. And I love how Tove shared today. No, Aurora, you said that you feel soft and empowered, or soft yet empowered, as if they don't go along or they don't normally go together. But it is really in that softness, in that ability to be calm and rooted in our essence, in our being, that the real power, where the real power comes from. Right? It's not that power and yes, and me against the world, and I got it all masculine. It's like, no. Power is when you are so ridiculously resilient and compassionate that nothing anybody ever says or does has any big effect on you, other than the effect that you choose to give it to shake you to the next level that you need to experience, or that you choose to experience. I love that. Okay. Okay. Does anybody have anything else that came up throughout when other women started sharing? Something that you would like to add? And then we're gonna go into the drawing of celebration of the winners, and then the drawing of the master winner for the 1 month or the three weeks experience with me. And I have another prize for one person, one session as well. So would anybody like to share something else? Aurora.
I will just say, Aurora?
Sorry, you can go first.
It's not something for one person, but maybe for the group. The first days made me remember of a book that the name is Les Quatre Accords Toltec. The four
Agreements.
accordant. No, I don't know.
I think it's the 4 agreements.
Agreements, yeah. And I would recommend you to read it, because I think it's also, that changed my life, actually. And that's with this book that I really start to change myself and my way to see the world. So, yeah.
Do you know the 4 agreements? Can you share just the titles of each? Or no?
Do your best. Don't be... No, I don't remember. Like suspicious, or no, don't make
Assumptions?
like, don't make stories.
Don't make assumptions.
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 And no, I don't really remember. I think the two that really affect me, maybe, so I remember them. But the 2 other, I can't remember now.
Check real quick if I can find them, because yeah, for some it really almost is enough to literally just hear the agreements. So number 1 is be impeccable with your words. Speak with integrity, say only what you mean. The other is don't take anything personally. And there you go. There you have what we're practicing with forgiveness, acceptance, compassion. As long as you understand that everybody is fighting their own little battles and living in their own little world with their own little desires, whatever they say to you doesn't have to be a reflection of you, but actually is a reflection of themselves. They see in you something that they are not fully fully in agreement with in themselves. So then they put it onto you, they blame it onto you, they make you the one that makes them feel a certain way. Then agreement number 3 is don't make assumptions. And again, that goes a little bit into similar aspect as well. It's like we think that this is what they meant. We make assumptions about other people's way of being without actually knowing anything about them and their past, right? And then agreement number 4 is always do your best. And in the end of the day, isn't that what we all just do? Like we cannot do, it's like we're always doing our best. If we could do more, we would probably do more. But if I didn't do more, it's because I couldn't. Tove, sorry, I was like off screen. I didn't see you.
Yeah, that the last one kind of hurts. Always do your best, because at least I feel I haven't done my best.
You haven't done your best.
No, I feel I could have done better.
So why didn't you?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe I was, I don't know, lazy, overwhelmed, thinking I can do it tomorrow. I don't know, but I'm not proud of that. Yeah, ouch, it hurts.
I believe that if you could do, I mean, we can always do better, but in that very moment, you couldn't. Otherwise, you would have done it. You didn't have the resources. You didn't have either the bandwidth,
No, I did not. Yeah.
energy. You didn't have the will enough. So you didn't have the resources to do more. So you did your best with what you had available to you in that moment. And then again, yes, there's always a lot of nuances in these.
Mm.
And in all
But
of
I love that one. This one hurts, but I love that one, and I think it's so important. Oh, I see these little baby ducks. They're so cute. On the lake. Yeah, do not make assumptions. It's so easy, and instead be curious.
So can you
Yeah.
use that on yourself right now when you say, ouch, it hurt
Yeah.
that I didn't do better in the past?
Yes.
Can you just not make an assumption that you could have done better and be curious about maybe why you didn't do better? And again, use compassion, use acceptance, use forgiveness for yourself as well. Forgive yourself for not doing better in these moments. And release yourself.
Yeah, that's my biggest forgiveness, please. Yeah.
Right? And so often it's not necessarily only about forgiving other people. There's always an aspect as well of it where we might actually be in grudge for ourselves for letting another person treat us a certain way for too long, for example. And even though we may want to blame them, there's an aspect that we blame on ourselves as well through that. Why did I let myself be treated that way? But then again, compassion, acceptance, forgive yourself for that because you didn't have the strength to leave, otherwise you would have. You didn't have the words to step up for yourself, otherwise you would have. So you're always doing the best that you can in that very moment. That doesn't mean that this is the best you can do moving forward. That place, now you know, okay, and next time the situation occurs, I choose to be a more mature version of myself and I choose to navigate it differently. then that's your new best.
Mm.
And then you expand your best through that. But eventually you'll always do the best that you can in that very moment.
Thank you.
Sense? And thank you, Sinika, for sharing that. That's definitely one of many powerful books out there. Very simple and very speaking. Okay. Anyone else before we put the drum rolls? No, we're good. So I have my little magic bowl here, and I'm gonna put the names of the winners in it. So I don't know, just start it with one. So did you actually, the winners, did you get a notification today through the app? Did you get a message saying that you are the winner? Did anybody get a message saying that they are winners? Because we have a bunch here. No? No, nobody? Damn it. Okay. So then that's a surprise. That's good. All right, so with 3,800 points, and you guys got points, right? Given like the streaks of the days you did, or yeah, if you submitted during the 24 hours or after. And 3,800 is the highest. 3 people achieved that. Number 1 is Aurora Gebert. And you are going into the bowl, winning the chance to get into 3 weeks one-on-one with me. Another 3,800 points goes to Janice Weber. Also, she finished the entire 7 days challenge in the 7 days. And you also get to go in there. We have another winner of 3,800 points, which is Tove Nordling, who also finished the 7 days in time. We have, with 3,550 points, Christina Solis. She's not here. Also, she finished all 7 days. And with 2,750 points, Jovia Akiai as well. Amazing. So, drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. I wish I had this, just like I could press a button and then you hear like the drum rolls and people screaming, but you can just envision it. Whole audience yelling. Maybe you can bring up some magic hands for whoever you want to win this one-on-one experience. And we're gonna go 3, 2, 1. I got 1. Let's see who it is. And I'm excited, whoever it is. And it is, no, I can't take it apart. It's like a sticky post-it note.
Spare.
Huh? There we go. It is Christina Solis who won 3 weeks one-on-one with me. The only one who's not on the call. Well done, Christina, but you win. I hope she's gonna claim it. And I also shared, well, first of all, actually, I wanted to start with celebrating all of you and everyone who's watching the replay eventually as well, because you have said yes to yourself to join the challenge, to do some of the challenges, to do some of the exercises. And some of you actually really, really committed and said repetitively yes to themselves. And sometimes the yes to myself might not look like doing each day and all of these challenges or all of these checkpoints. Maybe saying yes to yourself is also just acknowledging today I need to be with my friends. Today I just choose to take care of my body and my well-being, and I need to sleep. And that also gets to be fine. So I want you all to celebrate yourselves, no matter you winning here or not. You're already so much ahead of so many other people. But I did say that I'm also going to give out one session, one-on-one, for the, what did I say? For most engagement. And most engagement, I did not, oh, Jovia left the room. I did not count. So this is a very intuitive feeling. And if somebody really fully disagrees with me, then please let me know. But my engagement prize for this round goes to Aurora Gibert, because I feel she was really on every day. She was cheering on everyone. She was supporting everybody. She was commenting everybody, and she just made the most beautiful the most beautiful submissions and the most elaborate poetic shares in this challenge. But I really, really love how all of you showed up for each other, how all of you took some time every now and then to go and look through things, share some love with other women in the challenge, and connect. And that really, I don't think I have said that yet, because this is just really the best round I've had so far. And so, Aurora, you get to reach out to me with a day and time for a one-off conversation with me. And obviously, you all know that there is many more checkpoints for you to continue working with me, to continue working together. We have round 4 of the Fabulous by Breakfast Challenge coming up in September, as far as I know now. Maybe I'll take it a little bit sooner, but probably I'll take a little bit of a breather as well in August. But we have the 30-day challenge in July, which is going to be a continuum of this. We will be repeating what we've learned here and just go deeper. So I want the 30-day Glow Up Challenge also to be accessible for anyone who hasn't done the Fabulous by Breakfast Challenge. And I believe that you all understand that you cannot go through these same practices enough and just look at different layers and look at them from different angles. And we'll add more to it. The magic in the 30-day challenge is going to happen in the calls, where we get to have these conversations. And the daily checkpoints, there will be small insights, there will be some practices like the visualizations, but I really try to make it even less effort, like to join and do. The big magic, the big work is going to be done in the live calls. And I'm really, really looking forward for that, because yeah, the kickoff call with you ladies and also this call now just shows me how important it is for us to share, to hear other people's stories as well, and then to see how we can navigate it a little bit better. The checkpoints in the 30-day challenge will be more coaching as well. So we will go deeper in one-on-one conversation within the group. But yeah, it will be epic. And so that's what you got available. You can always reach out to me as well, obviously, and do one-on-ones. And if anybody is willing and ready to dive really deep and go for 6 months and really, really look at all aspects, look at all areas of life and see where it needs which seed practices and how to really start using them in a creative way so that it works for you. Again, you know where to find me. We can talk about that. I love you, all of you. Thank you so, so much for joining. I want to give you all the opportunity again to just maybe say 1 or 2 more things that you're leaving this call and this challenge with. And before we leave, we're going to take a deep breath together again to just round this up. Tove, you are unmuted. Did you want to share something?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. This has been a really wonderful experience. And yeah, so worth it. And I'm really looking forward to the glow up. Yes,
Yeah.
you do a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Who else? If nobody, we're just gonna send some hearts and some. No, we said. Okay, quick little breath. Close your eyes for another moment. Reach your arms up. Stretch yourself. And then bring your hands flat downwards as you exhale, kind of like anchoring your energy. Close your eyes as you lower your hands onto your lap. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. And then just in your mind's eye and with your heart, I want you to connect with everyone that's in this space right now. Give each and every one a gentle smile, a kind word, a loving energy. And feel how you just received from 5 women a lot of love. And feel that. Feel that connection to others. Feel the connection to yourself. Take another deep breath in through the nose, full intention. And exhale out through the mouth. Corners of the mouth up towards your ears. And even if it feels fake, smile, because it releases some magic hormones and chemicals in your body that just changes how you feel. And then gently open your eyes and come back. Look each other in the eyes. Say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. And I see you around. Thank you for showing up, ladies.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sinikka, for being here. And go and have fun with your friends now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Have a
everyone.
nice weekend.
You too. Bye-bye. Love you.